Hello, 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 everyone. It is Friday afternoon. That's right. It is Friday, 12 noon Central Standard Time, and you are here for Focus on It Friday. Come on in, come on in. Tag a friend, share this video with everyone so that they know that we are here. I missed you all last week, and I hope you missed me too. But we are back for more fun at Focus on It Friday with Dr. Brandy B. Happy New Year to those of you I missed the week before. So glad to be here and to be with you all today. We've got Miss Burnett McGinnis checking in, Miss Lovey Banks. Who is that? We've got Miss Dina. Thank you. Hello, hello. And Nikita, thank you all for joining. We've got, let's see, Miss Thamarian, maybe, I'm not sure, Thamarian Biffle. Thank you all for joining in with us today for Focus on It Friday. We are here doing what we do every Friday at 12 noon Central Standard Time, and that is learning about all sorts of good things, and today will be no different. Hello, Miss Lovey. Hello, Auntie Julia's watching. Hello, Miss Kathy. Hello, Auntie Julia. Hello, Vicky. Bowling, thank you all for watching. If I have not seen you all this year, Happy New Year to you all. We had a very good New Year's Day live, so if you missed it, make sure you go back and catch it. It was a good one. Focus forward, focus forward. But today, guys, we are going to talk about managing burnout. Managing burnout. I know somebody who is either already here or who will come on is struggling with burnout. We all are, right? It's a lot going on, right? People thought for sure that when the clock turned to midnight on January 1, 2021, that all of the world's troubles and woes would go away. And they didn't. Here we are in 2021 looking at the same things that we were looking at last year. And so somebody thought, oh my goodness, I thought the death would end. I thought the troubles and the tensions would end. I thought that coronavirus would go away sooner rather than later. But instead, it's not. We're going up, up, up. And we want to talk about it here. Hello, hello. Who else do we have with us today? Let's see, Miss Lovey Banks, Auntie Julia, Miss Dina says, you look so pretty. I love your hair. Thank you so much, Miss Dina. Thank you. Miss Burnett McGinnis says, I look amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. The Marian Biffle, I hope I'm saying that right, says, love the hair, work next door to you at the office. Okay, that is right. Yes, yes, yes. These pictures are about that big, y'all. So I can't see the pictures. I have to go back and look at the pictures and match them up with the names. But thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. We're going to give everybody one more minute, and then we're going to get right back down to it. Hello, Willie White. Thank you so much for joining Dr. Brandy B for Focus on It Friday. I'm going to try to keep y'all 20 minutes. That means at 12:25, we're going to get out of here. We're going to try real hard for that. But I am going to go ahead and get started now. I am Dr. Brandy B, your triple board certified child and adolescent psychiatrist. Through my Facebook Lives, my webinars, my books, and other seminars that I either present or put on, I help worried, overworked, overwhelmed moms of children with ADHD and other mental health disorders get all the education that they need so that they can help their children be successful in the classroom and in life. If this is your first time joining the show, welcome. If this is your 45th time joining the show, welcome. Everybody is welcome here with Dr. Brandy B. As I said, we're going to talk about burnout today. Y'all, burnout is very serious. Burnout is very real. Burnout can kind of consume your life and have you doing and saying things that otherwise you would not do or say. And we want to talk about it here. First, I want you to know what burnout looks like. Burnout can look like sheer exhaustion. You just are tired, fatigued, can't get out of the bed. You cannot sleep well either. So you're tired, but you can't sleep. So you're just lying there. You're frustrated, all right? You're irritable. People are speaking at you and you are blowing up on them. You know, like they stepped on a landmine. So people are literally walking around on eggshells like they're just trying to like tiptoe so they don't say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing or move the wrong way. And so that it doesn't get you all out of work and out of sorts and out of shape. Hello, mommy. Thank you for joining. So you're irritable. You can't sleep. You're on edge. You're keyed up, you tense, your muscles are tight. You know, if somebody were to touch the back of your neck, it's as tight as a brick, right? You can't seem to get things accomplished, sometimes because your thoughts are just kind of all over the place. And it's not that disorganized ADHD way of thinking. You just cannot focus because, you know, it's what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? You just can't seem to get motivated, no matter how much you listen to your favorite song that usually motivates you, or how much you call up that person that can say, let's say a good prayer and get you going on your way. No matter how much you get your energy drinks going, you just cannot get enough energy and enough motivation to get going. It seems like everything is just kind of weighing on you and you need to get all of it done at the same time. And then suddenly, you're overwhelmed. You are overwhelmed. You are trying to figure out how in the world do I get all of this done? And the answer is simply that you can't. You can't get it all done. So you have to stop, start over, rewind, reset, do whatever it is that you need to do so that you can make sure that you are taking care of yourself and managing this burnout, because it's very, 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 very real. And the truth of the matter is that even though many of us are either not leaving our homes or leaving our homes much less than we were before the pandemic hit us almost a year ago, we are still very busy. Things like Facebook Live, things like Zoom, other meeting platforms, Google has a platform. Everybody has a meeting platform. And so what does that do? That makes you more accessible to people whom otherwise you may have said, well, I can't make that meeting because I got to be over here at this meeting. Well, now you can have 2 or 3 different devices going and flip between meetings. And oh my goodness, your little brain is like, make it stop. I just want to lie down. So you got your email on your phone. You got your Facebook on your phone. You got your Twitter on your phone. You got your Instagram on your phone. You got your calendar on your phone. You got your Facebook Lives on your phone. You got, what else you got on your phone? You got your Google Maps, because you're mapping out where you're going to go if you're someone who's still having to go place to place and plan events and go to meetings. You got clinic names on your phones. You've got, what else you got? You got text messages on your phone. Your phone is like this little magnet thing, this tracking device where people always have access to you. And unfortunately, it means that you don't get to turn off. But sometimes we do. We have to turn off. The Marian says, I'm almost burned out. Yeah, we burned out. Several of us are. It's the 2nd week of the year and already we're burned out. Hello, Dr. Patrice. Thank you for joining. Hello, Miss Krista. So glad that you are back with us this year. But yeah, we're burned out. So we want to talk about how do we burn out. Now, burnout is a new way of kind of saying anxious or anxiety, right? When we get too much anxiety and start to feel overwhelmed, we will blow. So I want to talk to you about that. I want to use an acronym. Y'all know I love acronyms. No anxiety. Can't remember if I've used this one before in this setting, but we're going to talk about it today. No anxiety. The first letter is N, and y'all know what that means for me. No. We did maybe a couple of months ago a talk on saying no and the benefits of saying no. Go back and catch that one, y'all. It was an amazing one. Say no. Somebody asks you out to dinner and you know you don't want to go to a restaurant, make it light on yourself, as my mother-in-law would say, and just say no. Even if you've committed to doing something, it's okay to say no, because guess what? Stuff comes up. You may not be feeling well. Someone in your household may not be feeling well, or you just may not want to go. And so unless it's some major business deal or, something major that's going on, just say no. It's okay to say no. And I want you to make sure that you understand. Everybody just type chat in the no for me. Type no in the chat for me. Type no in the chat for me. Just say no. Everybody let me just see you say no. Because I want you to start practicing. As a matter of fact, write no, no, no. 3 times. No, no, no. Everybody, let me see that. Let me see that real quick. No, no, no. People will put guilt trips on you for saying no. They can try to put a guilt trip on you, Miss Krista, but you give it right back to them. You give it right back to them, right? It's still a pandemic going on, folks. People are still dying from coronavirus. So it's okay to say no. If your preference is to not go to a restaurant and eat, girl, no. You know, I had somebody, and I really appreciated this. They called me and said, how much are y'all getting out these days in the pandemic? And we said, not much at all. They said, well, I want to invite the kids over to a swim party for our kids. And I said, yeah, girl, we're not going. And that person understood. Got a wedding invitation at the end of the month. And I talked to the person, the bride and groom, and they said, we understand that things have changed since people RSVP'd and people may not feel comfortable coming, and we're okay with that. We're going to stream it. I can appreciate that. But Miss Krista, everybody is not going to be like that, as you said. But you've got to be okay with your decision, because I have all the time said that everything I do is for me and my family. God gave me my 3 little kids, and I'm going to do everything in my might to take care of them. And part of that is saying no, right? It's saying no. And I'm okay with that. So if you don't want to speak to me anymore because I said no, I'm sorry. I guess I'll see you in traffic. I'll be well over here. All right? So just say no. And that goes beyond this. Too many meetings at work, say no. Too many responsibilities at work, say no. They're not paying you any extra. And if you die, they're going to send a flower and post your job. Maybe not even in that order. So say no. It's okay. Next thing you want to do is get organized. So many of us are burned out because we have 20 different things going on, but 100 different ways to do it. Take a 30 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, an hour a week, whatever you feel like you need to get organized. Get your home organized. Get your car organized. Get your brain organized, your thoughts. Because being organized will give you back some sense of control. Because what happens when we're burned out, we start feeling like things are out of control. They're slowly spiraling around us out of control. So after we say no, we want to get organized, right? Don't spend a whole lot of time on it every day, just a little bit. All right. I'm in a group of ladies that every year at the beginning of the year, we do a purge. And depending on the numbered day, so the numbered day, so like today is the 15th, you get rid of that many items. So on the first, you get rid of 1 item. On the third, you get rid of 3 items. On the 15th, you get rid of 15 items. So it's just, that takes not a long time, right? Because you could get rid of 15 sheets of paper and feel very accomplished in doing that. Hey, Priscilla says, looking good. Love that necklace. Thank you. Thank you. We got several no's. I love the no's. We got Dr. Tiffany Turner on with us today. Thank you so much. And we've got Mecca Ain't Gonna Worry Gun. Mika Ain't Gonna Worry Gun. I love it. You even have Ain't Gonna Worry in your name. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you all so much for joining. So we're going to say no. We're going to get organized, because being organized, taking just a few minutes every day to get organized can go so very far in helping us feel like we are gaining control again. So that's the N, that's the O. Remember, we're using no anxiety. The A is going to be to affirm. Make positive affirmations over your life. Somebody's stressed out right now because you want to get a new job, but you got a negative attitude. Negative and positive. Positive like a new job, and negative like I'll never get a job, nobody's going to hire me. They can't coexist. So you've got to start speaking these things into existence. So you want to start saying, I'm good enough for a new job. I'm worthy of this new job. I'm the best qualified for this job. I'm the best person for this new job. You got to start saying that. You got to start waking up, saying them, writing them, putting them in your cell phone. Then you got to get organized so that when you're applying for jobs, you don't apply to the same job twice, right? At least not without intention, and then you got to say no. Sometimes people say, well, just take a job. Sometimes, though, you need to say no to the job that's not for you and isn't even paying you really well, because it might be adding more stress to your life. And so you may be better off with the lesser paying job, but less stress. So you got to work it out, but you got to have a positive mindset. And and probably we're going to do some stuff on just affirmation and mindset and making sure that our minds are ready to receive all of the good things that are coming to us, all of the good things that we're hoping and praying and asking for. Because if you're not ready to receive them, certainly they can't come. They'll come and you won't know what to do with them. And we don't want that to be the case. The next thing you want to do is the nutrition. So remember, we're using no anxiety. Just say no, get organized, have affirmations, okay? And then the end is nutrition. So many of us are running around on fuel that is bad for us. We have bodies that are premium unleaded, right? Some of us even have diesel bodies, and we're trying to put that regular unleaded gas in. And our bodies aren't responding to that. Treat your body like a premium unleaded car, right? Put the best stuff in there. That's going to make you feel better. That's going to help you get the weight off. You've been trying to lose weight for 12 years. This may be the year now. Take that 12, reverse it. You got 21. There you go. Boom. But you need the good nutrition to help you feel energized, to help you feel lighter, to help you go back and have the courage to say no. Because Miss Krista said somebody's going to come at you and is going to try to throw that back on you. You need some good fuel, some good energy to be able to say, no, I'm not going to feel guilty about that. You want me to, but I'm not going to do that, and walk away or hang up. Or remember, we always talk about our pointer finger is meant for scrolling and delete. Scroll and delete, right? So we don't get caught up in that kind of stuff. And then ultimately it's meant to end if you're on the phone with them. So you just want to be aware of that. Make sure you're getting good nutrition, as good as your pockets can afford, right? Because sometimes the organic food is just something out of your price range. Don't do that, but get yourself a salad. A lot of the fast food places aren't selling them now. But do what you can and be very, very, very intentional about paying attention to your diet and getting some good nutrition. The next thing you want to do is X out distractions. We talked about it 2 weeks ago. Oh my goodness. If you missed the January 1 call where we talked about focusing forward, you want to go back and catch that. I promise you want to go back and catch that. But we talked about distractions, how sometimes the distractions can be, if you're in a car, for example, to your passenger, could be a distraction, and the people in the back seat can be a distraction. You want to X out all those distractions. So if you're already feeling, on edge, like things are not going well, you don't need anybody in your ear to remind you of all the negative things. Well, girl, I know you got all that going on, and you know that water bill is what you gonna do about that? I didn't need you to remind me about the water bill right now. It's still on. So until they turn it off, I'm good. I don't need to worry about the water bill. When the lights are off, why are you reminding me about that? You want to X out those distractions. You want to X out the TV. Y'all, the TV is a huge distraction. Everybody knows I'm writing a book. Last week on the 6th, I happened to look up as I was working, and I saw all kind of chaotic stuff going on the TV. That day, the 6th, Wednesday, was the biggest day I had to do my big edit. Completely got off track. Could not focus. Just one thing, y'all. All it takes is for one thing that in a very distant way was related to me. But really, I could have turned the TV off and got to work. But that one thing distracted me so badly that I didn't do any work the rest of that night, and then Thursdays, and then Fridays, and Saturday, and there you go. That was the week, okay? So be very intentional in who you let speak to you, whether it's on the TV or in person or on the phone or, again, on the Facebook, on the social media, whatever it is. Be very intentional in Xing that out so that you can control your burnout. Burnout is just another word for anxiety. Stressed out, overwhelmed. All of these are things for anxiety, right? And so we want to make sure that we control that, so that we don't let other people and other things control them instead. Mama says she needs to do that, probably get organized. We got Miss Crystal Latham. Thank you for joining. Miss King says, okay, Dr. Brandon, speak the word. I'm still here in Powder Springs. We're so glad you are here with us too. We appreciate you for coming on every week. Miss Crystal says, what's a good job for a bipolar type 2 with anxiety disorder? I would say somewhere maybe quiet, maybe doing some secretarial type work where you can actually work by yourself, somewhere where maybe you don't have a whole lot of interaction with the public, because working with the public can be triggering in and of itself. Because, when people call in, they have a problem and they're taking it out on you like you made the product, when in fact you're just, answering the phones, but that's okay. But I would imagine something like that where it's not very busy, it's not very active, there's not a lot of noise, not a lot of interaction with people who are complaining and yelling at you, because, hey, right about now, really nobody needs to complain to anybody else, because everybody is subject to blow up on them. So we want to make sure that we're getting ourselves in an environment that works for us. And that's a very good question, Miss Krista, because we need to recognize in ourselves what qualities we have and what our limitations are, so that we don't find ourselves in situations that are adding to our stress instead of taking away from it. All right, let's see, we're going on. So in no anxiety, we've got just say no. That's the end. The O is get organized. Just take a few minutes every day to get organized. It may not look like you are doing a lot in 10 or 15, 20 minutes, but over time that will add up. And just, set manageable goals. I'm going to clean this much space right here. And if you do that several days in a row, eventually you'll have a whole path, right? You want to have your affirmations. I am good enough. I will be happy this year. I will make money this year. I will find a new job. I will find a new husband. I will have a baby. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, you have to get your mindset ready to receive those things as you believe those things. And then you want to have good nutrition. And then the X is to X out distractions. The I is to be intentional in caring for yourself. Everybody talks about self-care. Self-care is a new buzzword. It seems like it was really popular last year. Self-care, self-care, self-care. And I used to think that self-care for me was getting my hair done every week and my nails done every other week until the pandemic hit. And then all of a sudden that stopped completely. And now I realize that for me, saying no is self-care for me. It's a very powerful word, and saying no without letting people bully me into believing that I should be saying yes or anything else is the way that I take care of myself. How do you all take care of yourselves? What is self-care for you? Give me some examples of what it is for you all when you say you are doing self-care. Some people get in the car and ride around. Some people go and get some fancy take out. Some people go and buy something at the mall, which is always been one of my favorite pastimes. Some people purchase things from Amazon or other places. I have found that I like Walmart a whole lot during the pandemic, and I'll get up early on a Sunday morning and go to Walmart and just, basically waste time in there, just strolling around, getting everything I need. The kids and the husband are back home sleeping. But what do you all do for self-care? Self-care. Mama says, I will be happy and healthy this year. I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. What about self-care? Anybody do anything for self-care? I know y'all have to do something. Even in the middle of a pandemic, you can still have some good self-care. What are you all doing? Nobody's doing any self-care. Well, I'm glad we had this conversation, because we need to absolutely be doing some self-care. Let's see, Miss Krista says, expensive incense. Ooh, candles and coffee. So scents, candles, and coffee. I love it. Those are all fabulous things, fabulous things. I have to go into a room by myself and just breathe and compartmentalize whatever is going on in my head. That is so perfect. So sometimes self-care is just being alone, right? You don't have to go anywhere. You go into a room, you tell everybody, look, I'm going in here, I'm locking the door. You knock only if there is an emergency. Auntie Julia says bubble baths. Ooh, that sounds fabulous. I can't remember the last time I did that, but that sounds absolutely amazing. Bubble baths, time alone, right? Time alone. Anybody else have anything that they do for self-care? And if you do not have anything, I want you to think about today and before midnight, you need to come up with something that is all about you. You don't have to spend any money doing it. You don't have to leave your house doing it. You don't have to involve anybody else to do it. But it needs to be something that you set aside as something that's going to happen regardless. Actually, and honestly, for me, part of my self-care is coming and doing Focus on It Friday, right? I'm here with you all and I'm doing something that I love and I'm helping somebody. I'm a helper at heart. This costs me nothing but at best an hour of my time, but it's something that's so rewarding to me. It's relaxing to me, it's rewarding to me, and I'm getting to help so many other people. I know that you all are waiting for me, which means that I'm gonna be here waiting for you. Every once in a while, something happens, like last week, and I need to cancel. But by and large, I'm going to be here on Fridays at noon. And that's my self-care, along with saying no. All right? So the next thing we're going to do is to exercise. And I thought I saw someone say exercise. But exercise. For someone, their self-care is to exercise, right? To say that no matter what, I'm going to exercise at this time every day. That also reduces your anxiety. It keeps you focused. It releases those good endorphins, which are those feel-good neurotransmitters that are in our bodies that come out and say, yes, you feel lovely. You feel wonderful. And that is a feeling we need. So every once in a while, you ought to just get up and exercise however much you can do. Miss Crystal says, adult suggestion allowed. Absolutely. I doubt many kids are over here watching with us, so adult suggestions are allowed. It means a lot to us. Oh, and I thank you so much, Miss Kathy, for that. I really enjoy being here with you all because I really do feel that somebody is touched. I may not even know who they are, but I shared with you all once before in one of my mommy groups that when a mom went to take her kid to the school and the officials at the school said, how do you know so much about this? And she said, oh, my good friend, Dr. Brandy B, y'all ought to listen to her. I had no idea. I didn't even know she was watching my shows, but she took whatever she learned here, took it to the school, was bragging on the, me to the school officials, and she got what her kid needed. So that makes me very happy. Miss Krista says masturbation. If that is what you do, honey, that is you spending time with you or whoever spending time with themselves. Go for it. Nobody has to know. Sounds like a fabulous plan to me. I love it. She says it's free. That's right. It's free. You can combine all sorts of these things that were listed here above, and you can just go for it, girl. You ain't hurting nobody, so you just go for it. I like it. She says she got an adult suggestion. You know what, Miss Crystal, though? In all honesty, some people might feel better about life if they would just enjoy themselves, right? Okay, we're going to leave it at that. The next thing we're going to talk about is think about it and be in the moment. Some of us are all worked up, out of shape, been out of shape, stressed out, want to scream, want to holler because we got all this pinned up tension. We're just so tense. But every once in a while, you ought to just stop where you are and say, I'm going to be in the moment. I'm going to be in the moment and just look around you. And we can do it right now. Just look around you. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And while you're doing that, I want you to look around and name 5 things that you see. What 5 things do you see as you're breathing in and then out? And in and out. So you've named 5 things. Then you may want to name 4 things that you hear and you're still breathing. Okay? Then you want to name 3 things that you can touch. 3 things you can touch. Then you may want to name 2 things that you can smell and 1 thing that you can taste. Like I can taste my toothpaste, okay? And that's just some deep breathing exercises to when you're feeling really overwhelmed. A lot of people have panic attacks and such. Just start doing that. Just start your deep breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And in through your nose and out through your mouth to help you kind of reset and gain control again. Really good, really, really helpful. Hello, Miss Nia Nicole. Auntie Louise, thank you for joining. So glad to see you all with us today. And then the last thing you want to do is to be able to yoke all of that together, sometimes with medicine. Some of us on the call are taking medicine. Probably many more of us on the call need some. You are stressing your family out because you're so stressed out. And you know it because they see you coming and they scatter. And you may think, well, this is a good thing. They don't want to bother me. No, this is not a good thing. That means that they don't want to be around you. That means that you are so unpredictable. You are so upset, volatile, stressed out that nobody in your own house even wants to be around you. And so at that point, you probably either need to go and talk to someone that's a professional and or get some medication to help you. So again, what does anxiety look like? What does burnout look like? It looks like you're tense, you're tired and exhausted, but you can't sleep. You're irritable, your neck is tense, you got knots in your stomach, you're just unhappy with yourself and everybody else. But we want to remind you to have no anxiety, to say no, right? Even if you think that they're going to have something ugly to say back, you've got to take care of yourself. So you're going to say no. You're going to get organized, even if it means taking 5 or 10 minutes a night or a day or a week, an hour a week, however you can do it. Plan it and be consistent. Hello, Mr. Donnell. Thank you for joining. You're going to have your affirmations, those positive statements that you're going to repeat until you actually believe them. And it's amazing how they will come true and come through for you. You are going to get good nutrition, right? Your green vegetables, your fruits, your meats, and you know what kind of meats you may or may not need based on whatever physical ailments that you may have, all right? You got to X out your distractions, whoever or whatever they may be. X them out. Turn off the TV. Turn off the phone. How many people in here turn off your phones? I don't know that I ever turn my phone off for more than the time it takes for me to reset it when it starts cutting up and won't answer. Sometimes we have to just X out all of that, right? All of it, because there's really no good news. It's nothing we're going to miss. Somebody's going to call you and tell you about it, or you're going to see it when you come back on. So sometimes you need to just turn off the tube, turn off the phone. You want to be intentional in the care that you are giving for yourself, self-care. And again, remember, everybody's going to come up with something that they do for themselves. Because I think I only had 2, maybe 3 people to respond about that, which means that people don't know what they are doing for themselves for self-care. And you've got to do that. Again, it does not have to cost money. You don't have to leave your house. You just need to commit to doing it for yourself, however frequently that is. For some people, it's exercising 30 minutes every day. For some people, it's exercising twice a week. For some people, it's not exercising because their joints are bad, but committing to eating healthy at least 5 days a week, whatever the case may be. Then you want to exercise, that's your E. Your T is going to be thinking about it, being in the moment, doing those deep breathing exercises. And then your Y is going to be to yoke, which means to bind it all together with either talk therapy and or medication therapy. Hello, Dr. Kenesha. Thank you for joining. And we've got Mr. Donnell. He says, I'm burned out at work, Dr. B. I need to reinvent myself. Absolutely. Go for it. Hey, that may be something when we're talking about organizing. Get organized. Get that resume together. When we're talking about be intentional about doing something for yourself. Self-care is just doing something for yourself. Commit to reinventing yourself. Several people have reinvented themselves during the pandemic. I've reinvented myself during the pandemic. I've always been someone to do public speaking and giving speeches and get in front of people talking, but I've never done it on this platform until the pandemic. So there's always a way to reinvent yourself. There's always a good time to reinvent yourself. And if you're burned out and it doesn't look like there's any way to put out the flame that's burning, Reinvent yourself. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, guys, I'm going to get off of here. I enjoyed you all as normal. I kept you longer than I promised, but we just get to having so much fun. I hope this was fun for y'all. Kind of a downer topic, but it's something that somebody needs. Somebody right now is burned out, and they didn't know what that was. They didn't know what it meant that when they came home, everybody dispersed from the den and left. This is probably why. Figure out, am I snapping at folks? Because ultimately what's going to happen if we don't get this in check is we're really going to blow up. And we're going to have people walking back from us slowly like, 911. And you don't want to be there. Go ahead and get it under control now. As I always say, people, please, 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 please get yourself a therapist. Everybody is stressed out. Y'all, Thursday was hard for me. Was it Thursday or Wednesday? It was Wednesday. It was Wednesday, y'all. It was my sorority's Founders Day. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Our Founders Day was Wednesday. And one of my girlfriends posted a picture of the two of us. Well, it wasn't even a picture of the two of us. It was a picture of an AKA and a Delta. And shout out to the AKAs today, whose Founders Day is today. Congratulations to you all. But there was a picture of an AKA and a Delta sitting at the table eating, and she said, doesn't this remind you of us? And y'all, I just burst into tears. You know why? Because I realized I have not hugged anybody who lives outside of my house in almost a year. I'm a social butterfly. Now, I don't go up and hug random strangers, but a good hug and a good belly laugh and just some good conversation over lunch with a friend, oh my goodness. Or taking my girls' trips, or taking my family trips. I haven't had my kids out of this house and that SUV since this all started. They don't get to run around in Walmart with me. They don't get to go in the store. They go in the car, and we have everything in the car that they need, including somewhere to relieve themselves and something to clean it up. For the first time in all of this, I realize this is abnormal, folks. We are literally trapped in our houses. But that's what we're doing because we want to stay safe. We want to be alive. And I don't gamble with my money, so I'm certainly not gambling with my life. So here I am, not hugging people that I don't live with. And it just was a lot. So if you pair that with the fact that somebody lives with somebody who doesn't even want to hug them. Hello, somebody lives with somebody who they don't really even like. And worst of all, somebody is living with somebody who is physically, mentally, sexually, emotionally abusive to them. All of that's going on while they're still trying to stay safe. So it's a lot going on. And I only say that to say everybody is stressed out. People are dying. Everybody now knows somebody who has died during the past almost year, whether from coronavirus or just because, guess what, folks? Stuff is still happening. People are still having heart attacks, heart disease, renal failure. People is just dying still. And we're pairing that with being in our houses, not being able to hug the people that we love who don't happen to live with us. So make sure that when you meet somebody and they call in to your job and they're screaming at you, just say nothing initially, because they're going to stop. And when they stop, you just say, I'm so sorry. I understand. That's all you need to say. Don't try to cuss them out, because they're stressed out. You're stressed out. I'm stressed out. Everybody's stressed out. And if we're all hollering at each other, it only adds to this burnout, this stressed out, right? Everybody lost something. Somebody lost their job. Somebody lost their spouse. Somebody lost something. Somebody lost their car, right? But we're going to get it back. We're going to get it back. Affirmation: I will get everything the devil stole from me. I will get everything the pandemic took from me. I will get everything that God has for me. 3 affirmations right there. We've got to get used to saying that, putting out into the universe what we want to come back to us, because your words really are powerful. Mr. Tony Bauer says, looking forward to hearing you speak all the more. Thank you. Looking forward to speaking for you as well. Let's see. Mr. Donnell says, thank you so much for all you do, Dr. B. Thank you for being here, because if you weren't here, I would have anybody to talk to. So I guess I'd just be sleeping right now, which might not be bad. Miss Crystal says, thank you. I enjoyed this so much. Thank you for watching. Mama Rudolph says, thank you so much. Kenesha says, it is what's missing. Kendra D'Angelo, thank you for watching. Mr. Donnell says, that's right. We have taken those things for granted. Sometimes Mama says, Mama and daughter lunch and nail strips. Yes, yes, yes. My mom and I went every other week and got our nails done, at least before the kids started coming. Then it got a little bit more tricky. Somebody's crying right now. I think that's Faith. Crystal says, yes, everyone is stressed out. Miss Lovey says, yes. Alicia Smith is watching. Hello. Miss Ann Katzoff is watching from the Maryland, D.C. area. Thank you. Miss Dia, thank you. Miss Crystal says, I want peace in the country, and we are certainly praying for that. And Miss Julia, Auntie Julia says, enjoyed this so much, so true in a time of loss that we can still win. Positive affirmation. We can still win. Everybody, type that in the chat for me. We can still win. Everybody type that for me in the chat. We can still win. We can still win. No matter what. No matter how overwhelmed you are, no matter how burned out you are, no matter what it's looking like. You could be sick right now, half dead. You can be unemployed right now, but I'm telling you, things can turn around so quick, but you just got to get ready. You got to get your mind right. You got to say no to the distractions. You got to X out the distractions. You've got to make sure that your friends who are with you, they don't need to die with you, but sometimes they just need to ride. I don't need nobody to die. Just ride with me, because I'm not trying to die. But we can win, y'all. We can win. We can win. We can still win. We can still win. We can still win. I don't care what it is. We have some people on this call, y'all, who have survived coronavirus, right? We have some people on here who have survived, like I talked about, utilities being cut off. We've had some people who have survived unemployment. But we can still win. We can still win. We can still win. We are preaching now. Honey, Dr. Kenesha, you think I'm preaching now? Girl, you need to go back and check out January 1. Focus Forward. Listen, y'all. If y'all didn't catch January 1, Focus Forward, you need to stop right now. When you get off this call, go back and check it out. Y'all, I talked so hard I had to take off the next week. I was still tired. I didn't even intend to do all of that, but I know sometimes that God just gets into me and he uses me. He uses me. Hello, Erica, my beautiful sister. She says, I appreciate y'all so much for being here. I don't want you all to get to be burned out, right? I want you to get in my inbox. I had to take a break from all of that last week because it was too much. It was too much. So everybody gets overwhelmed. Just extend a little grace. And then y'all know I'm a medical doctor too. I got to tell you, wash your hands, wear your mask, stay 6 feet away from people that you don't live with. I know you want to hug them, but coronavirus is still real. Still real. We can still win, but we still got to be smart. I might believe that Jesus is going to help me cross the street, but I better look both ways before I step out there because he gave me these, and these. So I better use all of that and not just say, he's going to take me. No, he might take me with him. All right. So look both ways for crossing the street. If you have the availability to get the vaccine, go ahead and do that. If you're not comfortable with getting the vaccine, no worries. If you want real education about it, I can give you that. But I'm not going to argue with you about it, right? Because that's a personal choice. But as for me, I got it. I got it. All right. So that's it. I'll see y'all next week. We will talk about something educational again. I hope y'all enjoyed this. We can still win. We can still win. When you get done, I want you to do two things. I want you to watch January 1, Focus Forward. If you need encouragement about how to get through this year, I want you to watch January 1, Focus Forward. I have on a black shirt. It was a festive occasion, black shirt with a little shiny around there, a little shiny on my ears. That's how you can find it. And then I want you to write something positive, some positive affirmation. Post-it note, if you got a piece of paper and a piece of gum, chew it up, stick it on your mirror. I don't care. Something in a place, high traffic, where you're going to pass it so you can always remind yourself that you can still win, you can get the job, you can recreate, renew, realign, whatever it is that you need to do in your life, that you can do it. I'm here because I am an obvious witness to you that things can change, things can get better, dreams come true. And so they can for you as well. Y'all stay blessed with no stress or as little as possible. And I'll see y'all next time. I'm Dr. Brandy B, your triple board child and adolescent psychiatrist. Through my Facebook Lives, my webinars, my presentations, and my upcoming books, I help worried moms and dads and relatives of children with ADHD who are just stressed out, right? Trying to live life, just stressed out, get all the education that they need so they can be successful in the classroom and in life. Make sure you are following me on my Facebook page where you are right now, Dr. Brandy B, and tell all your other friends to follow me as well. Until next week, I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.